Work so hard in my life to get it right, know when to fight. I can't believe what you've done. You were never the one to say anything or do anything for me. I can't say much more than my life. I'm not even sure I
Good evening, friends and Twitch and everybody watching. How is everyone doing today? Write in chat, let me know how you're doing. We are kicking off a new week with some new things. Actually, I shouldn't say new because it's not quite new. We're picking up something that we worked on a few weeks ago. Maybe some of you were there and they saw what we were doing. From the title, you might be able to guess what we're doing. We are going back to the supermarket today. One thing we need to do first is figure out why stream elements commands are not working. So enjoy some of the music while I figure this out, and I'll be back in a minute. Cool, so none of those commands are working today. Great way to start the stream. I'm trying to figure that out. I already made stream elements leave the chat and come back in. Which is really, yeah, very, very annoying. Hello, Dr. Dynamite. Yeah, I would have expected this to actually be Ian. It's a good chance to test something that I made for you. Oh, look at that. Did somebody page? Because the doctor is here, everybody. So some of the commands for stream elements are working and some are not. Which is pretty weird. Very, very weird. I don't really understand why some of them are working and some are not. They're all enabled. Well, I guess we'll just have to live with it. You're welcome, Dino. I made a few for some other people as well if they decide to join. I think we should just dive into it and leave it be for now, and we'll figure it out later. So what are we doing today? We are going hard into Postgres stuff. And I'm not joking when I say hard. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we have to look at today. So let me just back up a little bit and explain how exactly we got to this point of having data like this in here. Basically, a few streams ago, back when I was a young man, we basically looked at my 800 plus PDF receipts. Dino, I am using JetBrains data grip, which as you'll know, on Fridays on Panther's channel, there is a giveaway for an IntelliJ license. It's data grip, it just looks very different because I've got a lot of plugins and themes running. And if Panther decides to make an appearance, there's also a little shout out present for her as well. Yes, so my supermarket here in Switzerland has a really cool service. If you have a loyalty card from your supermarket here, from Coop, then they offer you the ability to send you a receipt via email. What does this receipt look like? It looks like, I'll just pick one randomly. It looks like this. So on the 24th of March last year, which is roughly a year ago, I purchased some Abwaschmittel, the dish detergent, 750 milliliters. You might have to change your license and get it. Oh, I do love data grip. I'm a huge fan. I've used a few IDEs and it's the one that I keep coming back to. So yeah, this is what one of these PDFs looked like. Then I have 800 of these. I think they go back, I think the earliest ones are like 2016, I believe. 2015 even. There's some here. Where I was buying things like stroopwafels. But anyway, and I was curious about whether I could analyze my own shopping behavior. Now, obviously, my supermarket is not going to provide me with the raw data because that's like the thing that they use to analyze and determine if I'm interesting or not, for promotions and all that kind of thing. But I figured I could do it. I could probably figure out how to get PDF data into Postgres, right? That seems easy. Not easy. I'll have you know. We ended up writing a little bit of code, actually, for the first time on stream. Downloading VS Code. And hey, Rick, thanks for joining. Did you have any success in marbles? Swiss precision beats everyone. It's just the way it is. So we wrote some VS Code. We used some cool libraries that were already available to basically parse these 800 plus PDFs with all of the information in it into CSV files. And then we joined all of those CSVs together into one table. And if it sounds crazy, it is. There are 787 rows, so there was 787 PDFs, sorry. There were a couple other ones in there that weren't supermarket, that's why. Marbles was horrible, the things I've seen. Yeah, once you play marbles, you've seen everything, right? So yes, this is a 787 row table, which is, it's not, you know, it's not by any means big data or anything like that, but we have some problems with how this data looks, and I will give you an example. So this is what one of the rows looks like for us. And I'll see if I can auto format this in some way, which I can't. Let me just open Sublime instead so we can take a look at this. That's some other scribbles. So this is what the data looks like. Comma separated. I don't know, maybe we can like, this isn't JSON. Do I have any beautifiers? No. Basically, each one of these strings are a field within the PDF. But this is where things get very complicated, because we don't know how many articles there are. We know that every PDF follows the same underlying structure. So they all have like each of these fields, which is fine. We could actually, I was just thinking, we could attempt to actually parse this CSV file. Where's the total full? Final output.csv. We could technically attempt to parse this into separate fields. The issue with that, as you'll see from here, so let me just show up until, where is it? Up until the zusatz, so that means that's one of the columns. Up until here, the structure is identical. But after this point, so there's the first article, and then it's either another article or the total. So we're gonna have to do some crazy cleanup work, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. So you're gonna see a lot of data cleansing work now. But once we get to the point where I can answer the question about how much I spent on cookies or biscuits for you British people last year, then we will know we have achieved our goal. So the first step is kind of figuring out how do we get the first columns out. So what we'll do is we'll just have this PDF here. So we know we have a PDF here that we can reference. I'll just bring that over here. So we have a PDF here that we can reference at all times. I'll just resize this a little bit. And then we can always refer to this, so we know what we're working with. And they all have the same structure, which thank whoever decided to do that. Do you say bickies, Dino? Really? My dad says bickies for treats for our dog. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. So we will just work with one row first. So we'll just pick a row randomly. I don't know, this one for example, row 120. This is the one we're gonna work with. And so we're gonna just parse it like this. We're gonna say where PDF data like, and we'll just do like this, and then we'll only get this row when I'm feeling childish. So that's all the time, Dino, then. You feel like a child all the time. So what we want to do is we want to split, but we don't want to split everything. We want to split up to a certain point, up to the zusatz, right? So we have to kind of figure out what the best way to do that. So we have string split. Is it string split? Yeah, string split. This will allow us to figure out if we can actually work with this in the first place. Oh, that's not working. Let's try split. Oh, maybe it's split part, sorry. Oh, split part is only going to return the first part that we want. If we do PDF data split part like this, and then 1, we will only get the first column. Like that, split. So this could work for the beginning. There's like 1, 2, 3. Ooh, can't convert my WebStorm to data grip. Oh, shame. I know that they honor, I know that they honor their licenses forever. If you have a certain version, you can just never upgrade if you don't renew it. But I'm not sure how it works with conversions. You should write their support team. So we could call this one as store name. So basically we're creating the data structure here. Technically we could import the CSV file again and only parse the first ones, but it's just, I find it easier to do it this way. I don't think there's any real benefit to doing it a different way, to be honest. And this doesn't seem to be a very interesting topic for most people, judging by the number of viewers. But you know what? I'm doing this for myself, and if people want to watch, that's fantastic. I can convert to PHP Storm or Goland, but not anything else. Oh, okay. So we'll just copy this, and the second one is going to be purchase date. And the third one is going to be purchase time. And then the fourth one is going to be, what is this? Some kind of identifier. Let's just call it ID1. Let's call this ID2. 6 is ID3. We could try and figure out what these are, but I don't think that they're so important yet. Oops. All right, so we have 2830. Oh, hold on a second. What's it done here? Oh, this is not the one, right? This is not the one we're looking at. Maybe we should bring up the one we're looking at, actually. So this is DTCon Silburn 30819. DTCon Silburn 308. Oh, this is difficult. 1540? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. What an interesting song. I don't need to save that, it's fine. Is the music loud enough, by the way? It's hard to tell sometimes where it is on the peak meter, as I call them. So just let me know if it's too quiet as well, I can bump that a bit. So 1540 04197 07023 023 is the next one. Ah, okay, so there's even, yeah, 2830. Sounds like a good level to you. Wonderful. So 2830 is the last one. Perfect. So then we continue. So this is a bit tedious, but you know, it is the way it is. We're gonna call this the article field.
Wow.
Oh, Rick, thank you for the follow. Very appreciated. Can't believe you weren't following yet. Shame on you. No, we don't shame people here. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Very cool. Amount field. So these actually don't really do anything for us because they just state the columns, but we may need them later. You neither. Yeah, well. There's always, it's easy to correct, fortunately. It's very easy to fix that. So the amount field and then the price field. Oh, maybe we should just put article price instead. I don't know, the names are maybe a bit misleading. Article amount. Article name. let's do like this. Article name, article amount. Oh, this is a weird... Oh, another thing that data group does is you can transpose here. So if you have one record, this is really nice that you can have the transpose view. And I don't know a lot of IDEs that offer that, which is very nice. So you see here now, article price, and then, oh, what's this one? Okay, 11 is going to be article, so Aktion, sorry for the German, by the way, because these receipts are in German. Aktion means if it was on special or not. So this is Boolean. So we could already do some formatting here, but I'm gonna do that later, once we figured out if this actually works. Any recommendations for a free alternative? Currently using DB. Free alternative, IDE. That's a very good question, Dino. Does this still not work, by the way? Yeah, so Stream Elements gave up, it seems, which is a bit weird. Okay. Article total. Total price. Then we have 13. Ooh, didn't write that. Come on. As additional or article additional info. All right. So what comes next? What comes next are all the articles. So you can see Melonen, blah, blah, blah. Azure Data Studio is also pretty neat as a free alternative. I've seen also Microsoft SQL, what's it called? SQL Server Manager. I don't remember the specific name. A colleague uses that one, but I wasn't a fan, to be honest. And once you've played with Data Group, then you don't want to work with any of the others. So yeah, once we've gotten to this two-sats part, this is where things get a bit tricky. So we have our header. So what I'm going to do is call this the header. PDF header as. The reason I'm doing this will become clear momentarily. Boom. Select star from personal supermarket raw. The reason I'm doing this is to make it more organized with the way I process the data. But it's not something you would necessarily need to do. PDF. Yeah, PDF header is fine. So I'm processing now this information from it, but I'm not outputting it. If I do select star again, it's just outputting my original. So I've already processed the header. Now what? I want to get to this part here after the two-sats and start processing the articles. Now, I don't know how to write functions in SQL. I know that there's a way to do it, and it might actually be the smartest thing is to iterate in a loop to figure out what the underlying structure of these articles is, because there can be, like here, there can be really a lot of different articles, or there could just be one. And some of these fields are filled, like this one. So Stangensellerie offen, which is celery sticks, by the way, is 790, and it's on special for 790. I don't know exactly why it's the same price, but okay. But we could do some comparison stuff here to determine if the price is like a special price or something like that. But it is fairly difficult to know how many are here without iterating in a loop through all of them. The issue with that is that we can't do that with split part because it's too many columns. We'd have to split part and have like an integer. So the one way I know to iterate is to generate a series using the generate series function. Dinah, was your question to Rick, by the way, about Azure, or was it about Microsoft SQL? Because I'm actually not sure if Microsoft supports Postgres. This I do not know. This is a bit of an odd song. I'm just gonna switch this one. It's on the surprise station, so you get everything. Yeah, so one thing we can do is actually do a generate series. So we could call this int series as generate series. I think I have a little template for it somewhere. Select star from, yeah, like this, generate series, and then we'll do 0, and we'll say integer, and then we'll do up to, what's the maximum? Both, really. Sorry, everything died. I hope not everything died. Make this an integer, and I think we need to say what. So we did the start integer, stop integer, and then the interval, which would be 1. Let's check what this gives. Cool, yeah. That's basically just counting upwards, right? Which is cool. Don't know why it starts. Oh, right, because column names. We should alias it as integer number. Oh wait, let's try this again. Can't I alias this? Something odd happening here. Oh, it's just the rows. Okay. Yeah, so integer number. Perfect. So now we have an integer number that we can iterate through. So for example, if we wanted to figure out how all the articles... What are we going to do with the supermarket receipt info? Well, Rick, we are going to figure out if I spent too much money on cookies or not. So what we'll need to do first is we need to actually process all of the supermarket data. All of the articles will get clustered together. So they'll all be, essentially all of them that have the same name, they will all be identical. And then if there are ones with similar names, so for example, I don't know, two things that are called very similarly. I already know the answer. The answer is dealer's choice. I don't know. I mean, the thing is that the answer is too much. But you can never spend too much money on bickies. You're right. No, I mean, I would just like to work out how much I've spent on what. But for that, we're also going to need to classify all the items. And for that, we actually will probably go to their website and scrape all the products off their website. Because I don't see any other way to get a product index from them. But that's probably going to be another stream job. For now, it would just be interesting to see which items I'm buying and things like that. And we can check kind of manually just by reading. We can see how much money we spend on what. If we want to do some more categorization to say, okay, these are all vegetables, for example. You know, the list of articles might be okay. It might not be too long. Excuse me. It might not be too long, but I doubt it'll be short enough to do manually. So we'll have to do some labeling. And yeah, I won't have time to do all the labeling myself. So I'd just rather get all the products from their website and just go to their website and somehow scrape all the product names or something. I don't know exactly yet. I might ask them also, just for like a CSV of all their product names or something. I don't know. They'll think it's weird, but maybe they'll do it. In any case, so we have this integer function. What I was thinking is we could run like a SQL function through the series to loop through for split part. That's one possibility. I don't know any other possibilities at the moment. This is what I'm exploring right now. Because I've never worked with this kind of case of kind of semi-unstructured data. It's not totally unstructured, but yeah. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. One thing we could do, just 1 second here. I need to change that. One thing we could do, just need to bring something over here. So one thing we could do is, sorry if this is blowing your eyeballs out with my bright theme. So we could actually look for, apparently in Denmark, Coop has a developer API to get all products for a store. Oh, interesting. We could ask. I don't think they have one. I don't know what they would call it. And Entwicklung API. No, I don't think they will have anything. But basically, it's just from here. Just to show you, it's just from here. So we'd have to go and scrape all the products off here, off this index. And I'm not really sure how I would do that yet. I mean, I can visit every single URL in the directory because they have a sitemap. I'm sure that they do. There's probably a sitemap XML file, and we can use that to reference all the pages they have and then just do it that way or something. I could, of course, write them. Maybe by Friday they've given me a CSV file, but that's later stage things, I would say. My first thing is uneven column numbers in CSV. I wonder if someone has done something similar. If you have different order or number of columns, you might want to specify the column names in the import command. Yes. Different number of column. Ah, here we go. Importing CSV file with varying numbers of values per row. Your CSV file is misformatted. Yeah, obviously. Delimiter. Ah. Okay. Is that a real function? Ooh, we should look up what this does. This could be very interesting for us. Postgres delimiter. Copy. Split part based on a delimiter. Yeah, but I don't want to use split part. Postgres split part alternative. I know there's like regex to table and things like that. Accept all cookies. I think what I would like to do is actually regex substring. I think that's what I would like to do, because if I do split part like this, if I do split part and then PDF data, and then where did we leave off from here? I think we stopped at like 13. So 14. Oh, delimiters, comma, and then 14, right? This returns the first article. Oh, I have to open this again. This returns Melonen. And then, let me just put this in here. Yeah, okay, I know the function. I don't need to save it. So if I have like this, right? Then this is obviously aligned to the previous column. But as soon as I get into a case where there's no action, then I need to skip that. And so for each of those rows, I need to parse them until I get to the next letter of the next line. So I could split part first with, what if I split it with Zusatz? I wonder what happens if I do that. What happens now? Oh, you can't use text as a delimiter, it seems. Okay. But I want everything from there. I guess we're gonna need to regex substring this. Okay, so regex substr. Wow, really? Okay, let's check again. Postgres regex substring. I thought it was... Is it just substring? Oh, it is just substring. Ah, with start position. Ah, that's no good. Because the lengths of the first part in the header, so here, the lengths of this are always different. Because the store name is always written differently. So maybe it would make sense. There is no regex substring. It's either substring and split part, or regex match and replace, or extract. But extract only works for date times. Let's try extract. Ah, here we go, regex match, that's the one. Source string pattern. So it would be, come on, like this. So we have regex match, matches, source string, PDF data, pattern, Zusatz, comma, for example, and no flags. What do we get from this? Okay. So starts with Zusatz and then anything afterwards. Null. I think we need to escape something here. Source pattern is POSIX, okay. I is case insensitive. Oh, does it need to be... Oh, it didn't start with Zusatz, that's why. Yeah, here we go, okay. So we can match from Zusatz all of the stuff afterwards. Up until we get to total CHF. So we can put here up until total CHF. Oh, that doesn't work. Is there no... Weird. Okay, so... Zusatz, comma, and then total. Oh, maybe it's like... Maybe we should use flags, for example. We need to put them in... How do we put flags? I never used flags before. Ah, we just put them in single quotes at the end. Okay. It's not matching, which is fun. Very cool. Guess these commands are still not working, huh? Yeah, I have to fix that later. So, why is this not matching? It's a bit small for you to see, I'm sorry. And eventually, you get to here. Where is it? Knackerbert, Kolb, Broccoli. Where is this? Federkohl, Knackerbse, Seite 1 out of 2. Oh no. Oh no. I discovered a mistake. Excuse me, 1 second. I discovered a mistake, which is a bit of a problem. And it's actually very lucky that we chose this one, because the mistake is that it didn't parse both pages of the PDF. It only parsed the first page, unless I can find it twice in the CSVs. But I don't think that's the case. Oh no. That's kind of bad. Gonna have shitty data quality. All of the big shops, the ones where we spent the most amount of money. Oh dear. It's very bad. So we could technically identify all the rows that end in Seite. And then we would know how many rows are affected. Okay, let's do this. Case when regex match something Zusatz Seite, then 1, else 0, and let's call this multi-page. And we're gonna do... You can probably build a function or something that cleans, prepares the data. Probably. Question is, for 700 rows, do you spend more time writing the function or not? That's kind of the issue for me. Usually. Argument of case when. Oh, okay, then... I don't know. Some? Argument of case when must be Boolean, not text. Ah! Okay, so when regex match is not null. There we go. Ooh. Really? It's a repeatable solution. I can imagine you want to run this on other receipts or future receipts. Yes, future receipts, definitely. If I have other PDF receipts, I could see it being somewhat useful. I think it's based on this structure, so it becomes a bit problematic. Just thinking about, I want to see how many rows are actually affected by this. So we'll do, we'll just do these three together as our identifier. Like this. Does that not work? Why doesn't it like this? Group by 1. Syntax error. Aha, yeah, because I'm aliasing. I don't want to do that. So we'll call this ID. Okay, so we have each ID and then multi-page. We have to actually just search for Seite, because if we search for Zusatz, it will always find it, right? It always finds Seite. It has to be 1 out of 2. Like that. There we go. So this one that we have, well, we can test with this one to see if it's working properly. No. Yeah, 1 out of X, but yeah, I think the formatting is a bit weird. I need to output this again. Or do you only have 2-page receipts? It's technically possible I have 3-page receipts. If I did a very large purchase, I think it's possible. PDF data. I need to see again. How is it writing the Seite part? Oh, I see. Okay, that's why it didn't work. Because it's like this. It's written like this. So we'll escape that, and then we'll put an integer here instead. 0 to 9, and it's one of them. I really hope there's not more than 1. Might have to put this in brackets or something. I don't think it likes this. That works. Okay. So that was regex for you. Oh, yeah, not 1. Sorry. 2 to 9. Oh, okay. So now we have them. Alright, so here comes the tricky. So this is select star from. I'm just doing a nested one here, just to have it quick. So this is ID. Or we just do ID? No. How should we group them? Could just group them and say sum of multi-page. Come on. Make me alias stuff? 234. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. 234 out of 787. So a third of our data. Yeah. 29% of our data is more than 2 pages. Guess we're opening VS Code again, aren't we? I mean, I don't see any way around it because it's too inaccurate. Open folder. Alright, 1 second. Just make sure I don't show anything I don't want to show. This one. Okay. So we have all the raw files. So this is what we were working on. It didn't work so well. We had to override it a few times. And where's the final output CV thing? Yeah, this one. Because we use this read append to append. But it obviously doesn't read multi-page. Or it reads, but it doesn't output properly in the PDF. So let me just test this out. How would I test this? Where's my debug console? There we go. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Thank you for your kind donation of bits, Rick. It goes to charity, so you can yeet the charity with your 50 bits. So we have to figure out what is being output here. So we'll just stop it here after entries. I think this is the problem, that we only go through pages 0, because if I do console log for entries here and we do a breakpoint, I don't want to dig. What is this? Ugh. Okay, I didn't really want to write everything. How come it didn't stop? That's strange. Oh. Maybe I had to turn on debugging or something. That's weird. Ah, here we go. But I want it to break here. Okay, this is fine. So right now, it has all the PDF data. And so I'm gonna have to figure out, oh, this is so... Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I know how we're gonna do this. How do I get out of this thing? So it's looking in the folder. Where is it looking for the files? You're stepping out. Thank you for joining the stream, Rick. Appreciate you and your time and contributions. Have a good one and hopefully see you soon. So where's the, yeah, here in Glob Supermarket PDF. So let's temporarily change this. Let's change this to one specific PDF that we know is multi-page, namely this one. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna change it to this instead. Now it should only read one, I assume. Run, start debugging, Node.js. Okay, so we'll step over that.
Perfect.
Hey, Dino. What is in here? Length 180. Did it even find what I needed it to find? It's just like... Let me see what it says in full output. I realize that I'm overriding the final output. but I'm okay with that. I mean, we could just... Aha, yeah, it's just been expanding it the whole time. We would delete it, and then we won't have that issue. Write the file, read the file, CSV file output, exporting was read, append the file, appendation has completed. The best messages ever. I've been here just banging my head in an eloquent query. Yeah, you and me the same, Dino. I mean, look what's happening here. This is awful. I need to understand what's happening here. Start debugging. Node.js. Debug console. There. Come on. Oh, but it's already run through. What? Oh, that's why. Start debugging. But I don't understand. Why is it not... It's not showing me what I want to see. This doesn't make sense to me. So, there's 180 somethings here. Oh, are these all the rows? I think I need to go further down. I need to output... Not this. I need to output the array. Ah, yeah. Wait a second. Entries 2. And I'll need to loop through all the entries. Oh, this is going to be so nasty. Why did I choose to do this? I still don't understand why I chose to do this. I really don't. So if we do this again, just for my sanity, I don't think it's very good, but for const entry of entries 2, let entry string equal R0 blah blah blah, new array push entry deck. So this is into the new array. So I should see, for this one, I should see the broccoli on the bottom. Until now, at least, until now, the last one has been R0 is 2 and 2. What happened to Pretzel again? Pretzel, why are you failing me? Oh dear. Nothing is working today. Okay. Let's go to a different station. Oh, there you go. So we'll do... Let's just make this a bit easier for us. Make a second array, and we'll do a new array push. And then we will do... Here, we will output console.log of new array 2. Right, I'm dead on my feet and making silly mistake. I will have to bow out. Thank you, Dino. It was great seeing you. And to anyone who is wondering, they should definitely also go check out Dino's stream, because his stuff is incredible. Really. Very, very cool streams and very smart. So definitely worth checking him out. And have a good night, Dino, and see you soon. So we're gonna log this value here, new array 2. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna breakpoint here. Oh wait, we have to stop breaking. Yeah. Here, run, start debugging. Haha. So Zuckermais, Naturplan Bio. Ah, look at that. Yep. So we just have to figure out. Oh dear. We have to figure out the most efficient way to do this. We have to figure out if pages 1 exists or not. So we have to do this now for one of the files that only has one page. So let's check in here for one of them that only has one page. Oh, look at that, it has 2 pages. That also has 2 pages. That also has 2 pages. Oh, that also has 2 pages. Oh my gosh, what? Okay. Perfect, this one. So, this is the one that only has 1 page. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna parse this one instead. Like that. And now we can figure out what happens to entries 2. Console.log entries 2. And we will put this here and we will run the debugger. Ah, type error. Cannot read texts of undefined. So that's easy enough. It's easy enough to do. We just do if there is a second page. I think we can handle up to 5 pages, and I don't need to do a loop for that. So we'll do like this. Create the arrays. This is anyway more efficient. Just create the arrays first, where we initialize an empty array. So entries is blah blah blah. If there is a second page, so if bracket curly braces if PDF blah 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 undefined, then let entries to blah blah blah, and then go into the for loop. I think that makes sense. And this is wrongly formatted. Okay. And we can do this for a third page. I could probably do this more elegantly with a switch or something like that. I don't know. But we'll just do here. Because we can just change one number. But you know, we'll just do like this. I don't know if there's ones with more than 3 pages. New array.push. So we want to push it into the same array, right? We want everything to end up in one array at the end. Console log new array. So let's see how this looks. So if we run, start debugging. Oh, we don't need that one. Continue. Cannot read texts of undefined. Where is that? Start a debug session to evaluate expressions. Okay. So it's somewhere. It's maybe having an issue with this. Probably. I'm no programmer, so feel free to backseat. Maybe we need to do this first. So we at least loop through the entries. Oh wait, hold on, entries 2 doesn't exist. Maybe it's this issue? Maybe. Okay, so it's running into an error somewhere. Oh wow, what did I just do? Oh, those are changes. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Texts of undefined. So this is undefined, so it can't read it. So we need to do... This is undefined. Because this exists every time. I think that's the issue. Ah, here we go. So console log new array. Let's check this out. Where's the other one? This one. So Geraldsville, that's correct. And it went through, it seems. Site 1 of 1. Yep. So that's it. Seems we fixed it. I mean, we'll find out if we really fixed it. So this is a switch to test with only one file. Okay. What we need to do is empty this of all the CSVs. Because otherwise we're going to keep overriding and appending, which you don't want to do. We have to kill final output, and now we can run it. Let's do it. Oh. Yeah, we ran into this issue last time, that it threw an error because the file didn't exist at the time that it wanted to write the file. Something like that. I think we'll just do like we did last time and just keep rerunning it so it has all of the files. It's a little bit hacky, but it works. Should work anyway. Oh, okay, it's getting further. So as Rick was saying, we would definitely want to automate this in some way so that it works in one go. Okay, so it didn't find some CSV file to open. It will get through all of them eventually. Yeah, it looks better now. Okay, so 6th of November, I saw. No file or directory. Okay, this might be the last run. Once we start to see appendation, no. So what it's doing is it's kind of getting stuck. It's getting stuck here because I didn't build in any conditions to check for existing files and stuff. Whether the file actually exists or not. Ah, here we go, see? Appendation completed. So we just generate the CSVs cleanly. Oh, still one missing. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, wow. Loose! Thank you for the raid. Did your marbles go okay in the end? Who was the grand champion? Not everyone can be as precise as Swiss cheese. Swiss mechanical precision engineering. We are just rerunning my node function until it finally works. Hi Ian, hi Luke. Thanks for joining. Been riding the raid train.
Wow.
So what's happening? Greg, thank you for the follow. Very appreciated. What are we doing is we're converting 800 PDFs in a folder to CSV files, which we then read and append to one file. Because this works asynchronously and not synchronously, this function is not perfect. And I'm only doing this because we ran into an issue with multi-page PDF files. The PDFs look like this, The PDFs look like this. They are receipts. I would use the command, but the command isn't working. Sorry, Twitch and my internet when not tethered make a bad combo. So all in all, it's going pretty well. But my function isn't perfect, and the one we had written a few weeks back doesn't work with multi-page PDFs because I was only handling page 0, which was a huge oversight on my part. Sorry to hear about your internet's loose, by the way. I thoroughly enjoyed marbles. I did not know that that was a thing, and now I do, and I'm very happy about that. So what we're doing is we're generating all the CSVs once because it runs into some issues with parsing the CSVs here with like reading and appending. And so I'm basically making sure that it writes all the CSVs once, and then I'll delete the final output and have it just append everything once again. And I needed to delete all the CSVs from before because they didn't account for multi-page PDFs. Because up here in my code, I was only handling page 0, and so now I built in one for a second page and a third page. I don't think I have more than 3-page PDFs. So how many of these do we have now? There should be 787 of these. And there's 700, so we're pretty close. We're 87 off. And because it works asynchronously, I haven't found a way to handle this whole reading and appending with a file that doesn't exist yet because it hasn't been written yet by FS file. That's what I struggle with a little bit. Because I ain't no dev, people. I ain't no dev. But yeah, we'll just keep running it until it's done it. Can't be that far off now. So you had a good stream, Luce? Who won marbles in the end? How many we got here? Because it's generating quite a few more each time. See, we're at 781, so this might be the last run now. If we don't get any errors at the end. Oh, this looks promising. Ah, there's one missing still. So what I'll do is I'll just kill final output in preparation for this being the last one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it, buddy. You have the power to write all the files and appendation. Yes! Appendation has completed. So what has happened? What has happened is all of these files, which there should be 787. Yes. So there's been 787 CSVs written. Before, the CSVs would stop after page 1 because we didn't account for multi-page. But now, if I look at the CSV output for this particular one, which was on the 3rd of the 8th, the date formatting is a bit strange. I didn't pay too much attention to that. The 3rd of the 8th 2019 at 1540. Yes, so if we open this CSV, not with numbers, thank you so much, Mac, with this one, we can now see that it's gotten all the way through. Site 2 out of 2, which means page 2 out of 2. And wow, this music is so fitting for what we have achieved now, because we have accounted for multi-page PDFs, which I didn't know that I had to do, and we've now done that. So I'm very pleased with myself. And now that that's done, the full output file can be imported again. And I think what I will do is I will import this again. And I will leave the previous one just in case something went wrong. Final output CSV, there should be 787 rows. And I will call this supermarket raw 2. And I'm purposely leaving it as one field. Oh, there's one error. What was the error? Actual value separator semicolon. Expected record separator. What now? Okay, that's interesting. Really? So there's 786. So one file had a weird error somewhere. That's interesting. Never would have expected that. Let's see which one it is, just out of curiosity. I will probably just leave it out, because it's just one. But what we can do is just pull the full output in here. And then search for a semicolon. Ah. AMP. Interesting. Okay. Let's drop the table and try again. Maybe I used the wrong import settings. Import data from file. Final output. Of course you write final and you know it's never going to be final, right? CSV. Value separator. Ah. Yeah, see, doing this is a big mistake because you end up with really weird mismatching rows. I could do this and say there's no header. Not sure I want to do that. The issue is that there's a mismatch, because if there's one article, then after this line, you end up with exactly this, where you have a total. But sometimes, this is just a preview. Now let's try like this. I'm just curious what comes out of it. I'm curious. I don't think it's going to be very good. Yeah, there's tons of errors here. Ugh. Yeah, okay, fine. It didn't know. It didn't know what to do because the records... Yeah. Ugh. Messy. So this looks like this now. It did 21 rows. Because it could only parse the ones that only had one item in them. So this is also an interesting piece of information. Basically, my most common single item purchase is the bio, or like, you know, bio is like, you know, biological, eco-friendly, blah, blah, blah. Iced tea, half a liter. That's also an insight, right? Middle East, 195 grams. I don't even know what that is. But these are single orders only. Single purchase, single item purchases only. So that doesn't do anything for us. I think we'll just import it raw without any processing. And that's the way it's going to be. Final output. And we can get rid of VS Code because it's like making my computer scream. Wonderful. And we can close the PDFs for now. So we have to Okay. Tab separator. First row's header, no. And we'll call this supermarket raw 2. And we will call this PDF data, so that it's identical to the other table. Import. Voila. It's done with that. And we should see it momentarily. In case anyone is wondering, this is Postgres running on a Docker instance, which is why it's fairly efficient compared to an online cloud-based server. Like the time for queries and stuff is much faster. All right, so we have our queries that we started before. What we just need to do here is just change this to 2. So for example, this header that we were doing, right? So we had this header that is identical for all of them. So we don't need to have a filter here. This is the header for all the files. And then we were doing possibly some kind of iterative function where we found out that if we had a file that had multi-page PDF, then we were screwed. So let's see now if we just run this. So 234, that's correct. That's how many multi-page PDFs we have. And if we just output now the contents of those, so we know that they're multi-page, which is fine. Yeah, so these are the ones that should be multi-page. And that's, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a huge difference, but this is what we were doing when we found that it was multi-page and we couldn't go any further. So basically now what we can do is just start with Zusatz, and we can just trim it later. Basically Zusatz, and then up until something, until we get to total CHF. I don't know how it's written. Maybe just total is better. I don't know how accurate this is going to be. You see, like this one, 28th of 12th. Okay, so we need to actually have the PDF open so we can debug this in real time. So the 28th of 12, 2019 at 11:43. That's this one. Oh, that's the, sorry, that's the CSV. So DTCon Silburn 2019 12/28. These are all my receipts, by the way, in case you're just joining now. So there's no issue with privacy because I got my own consent to show you all on stream what I've been purchasing. That's kind of the whole point of this exercise. So what happens here? Oh, interesting. There's some stuff here I didn't think about as well. So if we have now, why is this one not returning a match? That's the very interesting question. So let's look at the PDF data for this one. So the PDF data for this one looks like this. Which is basically the CSV. So it looks like this. Oh, really? It's only done one page? Oh no. Did we not solve the problem? Oh no. Really? That's not good. Oh no. Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't be the problem. That's really bad. That's really bad if that's the case. So this one... Let's try this one. Yeah, it stopped. Oh, why did it stop? Oh no. So this is quite bad because it means that it hasn't parsed the second page, which means that we're losing data. We don't have some of the articles in there that we purchased, which means that what we analyze afterwards will be incomplete. I wonder whether it makes sense to continue processing the PDFs, or whether we continue on now in this way and then see how far we get with processing the actual raw data, because we might run into other issues, and rather than perfecting this, we might want to see how far we can get. Chat, what do you think? What do you think we should do? I mean, I have a personal bias, I would say. Or I have an idea, at least, of what I think we should do. I will take a short 2-minute break, and we will come back to this in a second. Okay, chat. What do we think about this approach? I will continue splitting out the data and working with it. And if we manage to parse the articles in a good way, then we can figure out the problem afterwards about the ones where the second page hasn't been processed. I don't know why it hasn't processed that second page. I really can't tell you. Really doesn't make any sense to me. But we can at least find out how many it is. So we'll do case when regex match is null. then 1, else 0, and as missing. And then we'll do select some missing from this row 2. Oh no, did I have... Oh, I think I was using raw 1, the first one still. Oh gosh, we did it correctly. Oh no, I'm such an idiot. There's none missing. There's no problem. We can continue. Yeah. Oh, scared the crap out of myself. Yeah, see? Oh, it's all good, people. It's all good. Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna process from the whole thing from Zusatz up until the end, which is total. And these things here with the minus values, we will handle those later because they don't follow the same format. I had forgotten about those. Also, which one is this? 2019 12 28. We should do, okay, so 28th of the 12th, 2019, 11:43. Oh, that's probably not. 28th of the 12th. I think that's right. Yeah. That's the nice thing about this this ID that I did, is that we can actually map these to this name relatively easily. So yeah, from here I want to go from Zusatz, if I just open this one up, so that we can have it, just so that everyone can see, also for myself. So we have the Plüsch in Tasse, which was actually a reward for something. That's why it was 24.90, but then we had this deducted again, the 24.90 at the end. Yeah, so essentially we go from Zusatz, comma, all the way down to total CHF, comma, like this. That's what we will do. So we will go from there to there, and we will call this, I don't know, extract. What? Oh, I think that's a formula. Okay, we'll call this field extract. Alright, so this is our field extract. What do we want to do? We want to take out the Zusatz, and we want to take out the total. This is a very long one, admittedly. But, you know, we want to take out those things, and they have... It's an array, because it's regex match. So we want to... regex... replace... So we want to replace... Oh wait, can we left trim, right trim? I think we did that last time. Left trim character. Postgres. Trim. Trim, leading, trailing, both. Yeah. Okay. So we could do trim maybe instead. Trim, leading, Zusatz? Does that work? I don't know. From, blah blah blah. Oh. text unknown. Maybe we need a little rappy here. What do we think? The function pg catalog trim text unknown does not exist. Because it's not a string. It's not a string. Regexp extract. No. Replace. So we'll do regex replace. This is the field input. That's the string. The pattern will be Zusatz and replace with nothing. Oh, that doesn't work either. Oh, we have to convert this to a string, right? Varchar. Yeah, like that. Okay, we're getting closer. So this is what it looks like now. So we have quotes around it, which is fine. So now we need to take out the total CHF bit, like that. So we will again regex replace. I don't know if there's an easier way to clean this up, to be honest. So this is the thing we want. We're trying to replace that with nothing. And now it should be correct. Yep. So now we can just take out the quotes and the thingamajiggies. What are they called? Curly braces. So we will trim both like this. No, where are the curly braces? Here they are. From, and then there's this. Then we need another thing there. Voila. Now we just have those pesky quotes in there, which is fine because we can also do trim both like this. Yep. So now our text is cleaned up like this. And if we ran this through for a couple different ones, we should see. Oof. Yep. All right. So that was the easy part. That was the easy part. This was really the easy part. Now we have to figure out how we are going to get each of these extracted into the right amount. So everything always has an article, a quantity, and a price. Then there is an action field sometimes. Then there is a total always. And then there is a Zusatz. Sometimes, not always. So we will have to see how this works. We're going to use this example still, this one. So we have the header of the file. It's basically up until here. We don't care about the bottom for the moment. That's something we could always do later. I don't know if I need the generate series. This is the thing. Let's find out. So we have a split, which gives us the ID of the file, which is fine. We don't technically need that anymore. Let me see. Let me think. what we could do... Chat's gone very quiet. I assume people are slowly departing for the evening. One thing we could do is figure out a way to yeah, I think we could figure out a way to just parse all the rows in one go from this field extract. So let's call this extract field as, I don't know if we need the integer series. We'll just leave it there for now. And then we'll just put this here. Select star from extract field. And what we're gonna do, so this was like some kind of crazy function. I also still need the PDF data. But let's say we wanted to do regex split to table from field extract. What's the syntax here? So string text pattern. The pattern we're looking for is a comma. I don't know how good this will be. Are there any commas in anything else? I don't think there's commas in the articles. They purposely probably don't use commas in the articles. They probably have the same problem as me, to be honest. Regex split to table. I don't like when it's not capitalized, I'm sorry. Table. What? Oh, okay, I can't call it that. This is what we get. What does this look like? Okay, so this is not bad. What we could do is use a lag function to determine, okay, is the previous row the same as before? And if yes, we could insert another row. I wonder if that would work. Because basically what I'm trying to say is that the action in this case for this first element is null. Of course, one other way of doing this, if we look at the raw file, this is the raw file. I'm open to lots of suggestions, but essentially all we have are groupings of commas. We don't have, like, we have no way of detecting how many things are what, apart from the fact that this is text and these are numeric. What follows after. Cipher, are you wanting to just put them into individual columns? Yes, but I want them to be matched to the same number of columns. So because this first item doesn't have an action, that column should be null. But because this one does, this column should not be null for action. So what I'm thinking is if I use a lag function, basically if something is on special, yeah, null would be the best. Empty string would probably cause some issues down the line. But essentially I could check if this number is the same as the previous number. And if it's not the same, like if it's null, or if it's the same, then I can insert action because it's the first. It's a bit tricky to write. It's tricky to write because it's like how do you say? this number is the same as this one. So you want to put a null value here. But this number is the same as this one, but you don't want to put a null value. So I guess it's about processing order. Do you have experience with this kind of thing, Seifer? I think what I'm gonna do is try with a lag function. So if I have this, so this is the table test. Let's do table test as, we're just doing this to stay organized because otherwise I lose focus on where I am in my query, and I can always combine them later to be more efficient. So there's not so many individual queries. But if I do, okay, select star from table test, limit 5. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have 6 rows for every single one. I might have worked a little on something similar in the past, was using flat file. I'm not familiar with that. Not familiar with that at all. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's cool. Manually formatting data is a pain. You tell me this 20 hours into me building a PDF extraction tool? Yeah, yeah. Chronic data chaos is holding you. Re final updates. I love this. Your customers probably hate their data onboarding experience. This is interesting. So it learns over time how data should be organized. So it sort of just applies
Wow.
AI kind of thing. Oh, Tomga, thank you for the follow. Have you been lurking? That's okay, no problem. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've been avoiding using tools that cost money, but yeah, I think there's a case for everything. It's very interesting. I wonder how good it would be at detecting this kind of data. Probably not bad, to be honest. Yeah, I'll keep that. Take a look at that. I have some ideas for upcoming streams about like tool comparisons and things like that, so you can always drop that kind of stuff in my suggestion box as well on my Twitch profile in the about. So what I would do here is write a lag function. So what you can do is you can do lag I have to look up how this one works. I forget how lag works. Object rocket. I think I've used them before. Oh, I don't like this one. No. Nope, nope, nope. Lag window. Alright, so how does a lag function work? We know how the lag functions work, so I just really want to see it in action. Oof, this is too small. Medium, that's always good. I might be blocked from reading more posts though. Okay, so you have blah blah blah. Where's the lag? Lag, value, element, offset, default, any element. Lag, customer name over order by customer name. We have no order in this case. Ah, yeah, I forgot. We need to have a rank. We need to have a rank because otherwise we don't know what to do. Really? Oh, what was the... There was an alternative to rank that I used once. Alternative to rank... What was the other one called? Row number. That's the one. So row number just iterates, which is cool because we actually only need a number in this case. Really? It also needs an over? Yeah. So what it does is it does this, which is very important because basically we could start... Oh yeah, that's actually a cool idea. We could start numbering... Okay, I just had an idea. We could just start numbering the rows from when the value is non-numeric, with the exception of A. So like if, for example, okay, so case when case when okay, so case when table test like, oh, this is hard. Okay, we have to regex test it. Regex match. When we regex match table test, and we're gonna match for... Okay, hold on. We're gonna match for case insensitive, so we don't care if everything is upper or lower case. That's what the I means. But we're gonna match for A to Z, and we're gonna match for at least, I don't know, 3 characters or more. That's what the comma means. So if regex match is not null, then row number... Ooh, wait. How do we start? And this is for the last column in the receipt. Let me just bring up the receipt again. So what I want to do is basically say this is number 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and have it restart here at 1 so that I can know which ones are missing, because I can be able to count up to 6 for each one. So I can partition them. I'm just wondering how to write this, because basically if it's not null, what do I want to do? So if the table test is positive, that means it's the descriptor. If it's not null, then start. Else, continue. And, I don't know, let's call it field type. Yeah, so this is what I want. You could just have the 6 and a new line for each row saved in the file. I don't quite follow, Cipher. Sorry. 6 commas. Ah! Oh, yeah, the problem is... I forgot to mention that. The problem is that the comma doesn't exist. If this was like that, if there was a second comma with no value, then I would know that there... Oh, you see, oh, okay. So you're saying just count the commas, and then I know if it's missing the action or not. The problem is, in some cases, it could be missing one or the other of the Zusatz or the action field. Technically, the action field could be filled and the Zusatz not, and then I wouldn't know which one it is. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Let me just try this way. So if this is the start and this is the continue, okay. Now we can test for I'm gonna need a lot of time to finish this. I already realized this. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has realized this, but I'm gonna need a lot of time to finish this one. To make it really, really work as I want it to. I think it's gonna take a lot more time. Okay, I'm changing to chill because this is crazy. All right. So we have regex match table test, and now we want to match for, oh, I don't know how two sets could be formatted. It could be either a 0 and an A, or just an A, or just a 0, which is also not good. Yeah, then we just leave it out. So start and continue. And then what happens when we partition by this? So if we do, this is a nested function, nested query. So we do field type. Let's do star, row number over, come on, partition by, I know what the problem is here. These will all get the same number, right? Partition by field type. Yeah, see? It puts it out of order. I don't want that. I wanted to create a series from 1 to 6. I think I need to lag it. I don't think there's any other way to do this. If I just count the number of commas, I'll know one is missing, but I won't know if it's the action or the two sets. That's what I'm afraid of. Because here, for example, here one is missing, and it's just the action. Need to look at some of the other files. I don't know if the two sets is always there. That's the thing. Yeah, see, sometimes it's not there. But if action is there, the two sets is always there. So there isn't a case of the two sets missing, but the action being there. So see, for your solution might work. It's definitely possible. Hold on. No, okay. Yeah, so two sets is always filled. If we count, yeah, here, see? If we count this one, then we know there's only 1, 2, 3 commas, which means there's only 4 fields, which means action and two sets are missing. But if we count this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 commas, which means there's 5 fields, but we don't know if action or Zusatz is missing. Unless we check the order somehow, which gets a bit complicated, I think. What I wanted to do was number them. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What if we do like this? What if, as a silly idea... Oh wait, yeah, hold on. What if we do like this? So we have 0 and then row number. But we have to partition it somehow. So each of these are 1 unit. That is not so easy to do. Ah! Not swearing, just expressing my discontent. So if we do... I haven't worked that much with Postgres. Looks like there's quite a bit you can accomplish with it. Postgres is amazing as a database because it supports so much flexibility and functionality. Obviously SQL functions are SQL functions, but Postgres is just really great. What I'm running into here is not knowing how to get these into kind of one block, essentially. I just haven't quite figured that out yet. Once I've figured that out, then it becomes fairly straightforward to know how many articles are in a PDF and working with each individual block. But we have to figure out basically, maybe we need to do more tests. Maybe we need to do it like, when this is like that, then we call this, then this is 1, or we call this article name. And maybe we need to test like each individual one and say, okay, when this is a integer value, from 0 to 9 with at least 1. Oh yeah, so it's going to be an integer value. Don't care about the global thing there. Going to be an integer from 0 to 9, and it's going to be exactly... Oh yeah, so the menge, the amount, could be a weight, or it could be a number of articles. So in the case of like meats and things, then it tells you the weight, and in the case of articles it tells you how many. So we'll just call this quantity, if we could spell it properly. See, for what have you normally been working with then? Because this flat file thing is pretty interesting. So 0 to 9, at least 1 will be article quantity, but that of course doesn't exclude the... What's the problem? What's happening here? Yeah, it doesn't like mixed bags. Basically here you see it's identifying these as a quantity because it matches the same format. So you cannot know basically mathematically the difference between these two because they're both floating integers. I mean, they're both float type. So you have to go in order. You have to go in order and basically just test for article name first, and then everything else becomes numeric from the article name. So this is the start, like that. And everything else is other. And we have to just group them. We have to know where the group ends, and for the group ending, yeah, this is really hard. I'm working on a platform that uses AG Grid for an Excel-like front end and flat file to import CSV files into the platform with MySQL as the DB. That sounds really interesting. Oh, Vue.js, beautiful. Very, very nice. That sounds like quite a project. Is that a private project, or is it part of the work that you do? It's something my employer built and hired me to work on. Very cool. So we'll have a rank, and then else we will take the rank and supplement by 1. Does that even work? No, there's no way that could work. No way that could work. No. Nope, 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 nope. The problem is that each of these individual modules are not known. I think maybe splitting to table is not the right thing, because we're just extracting by comma. I want to number the rows. Let me see if I can explain this in a different way. From extract field. So essentially, this entire block should be split, but I can't split them until I know where one stops and the other one ends. Ah, yes. Seifer, you have gotten me to the point. This string match is the beginning and the beginning of the next one, which is automatically the end of the other one. So if I use this as the split condition, how will that look like? That will be very interesting indeed. I don't know if that works. What the? It did some weird stuff here. Oh yeah, this doesn't exist yet. What's in extract field? Field extract. Will this work? I don't even know. Seems weird, but it's possible. Regex split the table. Huh. Okay, you can't use this as a delimiter. Yet. What if I do... So if I do like this. What happens now? Why is this not working? Aha, right, from table test. Interesting. Very interesting. So it's splitting out each individual one. That's right. That's right. Okay. I want it to match the entire phrase. Ooh, that is really tricky. It's good, build it and ship it. Yeah, this works. I mean, this is pretty good. Yeah, I like this. Berner Rösti. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think... I think there is a way to do this. Namely, the following. If each field... We just have to put it back into the original. Okay, I'm not expressing my thoughts very well. Essentially, once we've split this out, so let me just take this out for a second. Once we've split this out, oh, right. Maybe that's why it wasn't working properly. So once you split this out, it's matching, but basically what you want to do is you want to say case when regex match blah 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 is not null, then start, else null, end as delimiter. So, oh yeah, great. It's extracting the whole thing. Oh, this nightmare. So split to table is right, because then it splits them to table. But, splitting to table also has the consequence that we lose the ability to go forwards and backwards. It has to be lag. There's no other way to do it. We have to use a lag function to do the following. This is the way we're going to do it. If the regex match table test is not null, then this will be start or end. Else, I don't know, other, for example. So essentially, right, this is the start or the end, depending on where it is. And what we do is we do in the field type here, we have one more condition that checks if the next one is start or end, and if this one is, oh, even better. They're all start, like this. And this other one is going to be other, but then we have another check. Oh yeah, okay, so this works. So let's call this now first check. I will find a way to put this into one query afterwards. Also, Cipher, for your application, why did you choose MySQL specifically? Just for me to better understand. Not challenging your decision or something in any way. I'm just curious about why you chose MySQL or MySQL. Select star from first check, which is what I hope to earn from Twitch. It was the system already implemented with the platform. Ah, yeah, okay. Because MySQL typically doesn't have very good performance read-write rates, from what I understand. That's why other databases like Redshift and Postgres have been favored for some load-heavy transaction stuff. But it depends. I mean, if you're not If you're doing like an Excel-like front end and importing CSV files, maybe it's not a big deal. I mean, I'm no expert in this, in sort of data architecture decisions. I'm sure down the road I'll be in charge of migrating, which would be job security, right? Yeah, just build in as many backdoors as you can. And then down the road you'll know exactly what you need to do in order to, if you ever feel like your job's at risk, then you just activate one of the backdoors that crashes some stuff, and then you have another 6 months of work to find the back door. I'm making air quotes for you. So what I want to do now is use a lag function here to check if the following row execute order 66. Yeah, what I want to use a lag function to check if the next row has a start value, in which case this one will receive an end value. And then I have start and end, which is what I wanted. And then I can just row num this, and then we're done. Then we're done, I think. So we'll do case when field type equals other, then lag over how do I do this? Trim regex match lag Postgres. Lag value any offset returns value evaluated the row that is offset. Please, like, just a simple example would be nice. A simple one. Ah, there we go. Blah blah blah, insert into blah blah blah, lag amount 1. Okay, so let's try lag field type 1 over and as lag, I don't know, lag test. I'm not very creative with names today. What the? Oh, it's going backwards. It's the other one. Yep, so this is what I wanted. So if it's other, so I can do now just like this. Case when lead field type 1 over equals start, then end. Oh yeah, oh yes, yes baby. So basically, can this work?
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you, Seifer. The question is, can this work here? Can this work here? Let's find out. No, because It hasn't iterated yet. That's fine, we'll just do it in 2 steps. No problemo. So we will now do then 1, else row number, okay, over whatever, equals 1, then 6. And now I think, oh, okay, no, maybe not. I think I'd rather do it this way. Okay, we don't need to do else null. I know that there's a way to row number count between 2 values. Yes, with partition by, of course. Well, guess we're doing this again. Also, just to be clear, Cipher, like the exploding power mode stuff doesn't come standard as part of Postgres. You need to enable that for yourself in your IDE, in case you were just wanting to get Postgres for the cool animations. That's not part of Postgres. Ah, if you have power mode 2 in WebStorm, then you know the power that comes with power mode. All right, so we have here now the ability to do table test case when field type equals is null. Yep. And field type 2 equals end. Then how do I write this into the... Actually, I wonder something. Before going further with that, is it possible to do row number over partition by field type and field type 2? What happens then? Oh no, that's not good. No, that's not what I wanted. No. Case when field type is null and field type equals 2, then end. End as final field. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so we just have to add another when in here. I think there's an easier way to do this, but I'm probably just too tired to see it right now. Feel free to backseat if someone sees it, but I don't think there's a possibility. No, it doesn't really matter anyway so much. When field type equals start, then start, and else between. So that is the result. Now we have each array, kind of, in a way. Okay. No problem, Seaver. You just have to let me know when you're back. Just wondering if there's a way to Postgres start and end count entities. Yeah, you can do that with left joining years, dates. What are they doing here? No. Count that satisfy a specific condition. Postgres start and end enumerate. Enumerated types, values. Ah, hold on. Create array. Start and okay. Searching arrays. How would I create an array if I don't know what I want to be in the array? Oh, I think we need to loop. I guess it's possible. It's definitely possible to loop here and then create an array based on that. I think. Looping through query results. For x in query loop, end loop. The target is a record variable, row variable, or comma separated list of scalar variables. Okay. This looks really complicated. Interesting. So it's just like JavaScript with a for loop. I'm just not sure. Should have figured out how to do this before doing a start and end. Postgres create array from start and end value. Start and end index. Select array. Because this would be the most clean. Generate subscripts. Ah, hold on, there's array ag. What was that one again? Array aggregation. Any non-array. Concatenate aggregate input into an array. So we could do it that it array aggregates between start and end. Return a one-dimensional array from a SQL subquery. No. Let me try array. Oh, with array in case when? Oh, that sounds nasty. Okay, Postgres enumerate between two values. So if I want to matching against a list, if I want to do recursion, time series, generate numbers between, hold on. Generate series between start and end. Wait a second. What if start and end are the values? Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. Does that even work? Generate series as integer number. Generate series, start. End. With 1 in between. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Because start... hold on. Okay, we're doing it too difficult. When field type is start, then it's 0. And when field type 2 equals end, then it's 6. Because there needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But... that's nasty. You know why it's nasty? Because we don't know if this one is actually 6 or not, because it could be like this. That's really hard to figure out. Very, very difficult. I don't know how to achieve array aggregation, for example. Yeah. Get rid of this for now. Basically, this should, I mean, I know exactly where something starts and ends. So I want to create an entity of the start and end. Generate series only works with values in between. Oh, does that work? You can do an array concatenation if order is not important. Well, order is very important. That's the whole point of doing this. Hold on a second. Select star from this. Saving myself another CTE here. What happens if we do the following? Table test. We don't need table test. Let's do array aggregation of table test. What does that look like? Okay, so it puts everything back. And what if we do of final field? Okay. Table test. And then an array, and then we need to group by one. Okay. So you can use an aggregate order in array. I didn't know you could do that. Does that mean you can partition by? Because then start would be 0, and else this one would be 10, and the else would be 0. And then we could do array ag final field order by final field descending array aggregate table test. I don't know if this works. Can't group by there, that's fine. Yeah, just put everything. Okay. This. 0, 1, and 10. Okay. Aggregate table test. It's gonna put it all into one thing. Yeah. Not what I want. Not what I want. What did you miss, Seifer? Nothing, actually. Till now. I know where the start and end is, but not how to break them up. This is the problem. Well, yeah, there's numbers now because instead of start and end, I just wrote numbers. But yeah, I mean, basically, I don't know how to do this. I want to... Essentially, what I want to do is for it to know that it needs to aggregate these 5 into one array, but only these 4 into one array. They all belong to the same set. And so I need to partition, but I have no partition value for all 4 because there's no common thing that they belong to. So I don't know if there's like a start and end point. Hold on, list aggregation. What was it about list ag? There was something about list ag. String ag. Expression. What if I put them in like a key value pair? Table test and then final field. What happens? Oh wait, hold on a second. String aggregation, something with comma. Table test. What's the string ag? Oh, we have to choose a delimiter. Pipe? What happens? Yeah, okay. That doesn't do anything for us. Zippity doodah. So okay, list ag is just string ag. Postgres functions. Standard functions. Position, overlay, substring, trim, btrim, concat, convert to, da la la. Hash, no, that wouldn't do anything for us. Regex match. No. Reverse. RPad. So we put this into a table because it enables us to iterate between them. But what if that was a mistake? It could be that was a mistake. Could be that was a mistake. At the field extract level, basically if we do here, we do select, what's this thing called? Extract field. If we do, so this is the thing. This is the full string. Looks like this. And we want to get from here to here, because we know that this is the beginning of the next one. Yeah, splitting it into a table and having start and end makes sense, but then you need to take it from a table back into something else. And that's where we are now. We need to take these 5 rows back into an array. Or just putting them together. But basically putting them together and saying this is the start and this is the end, and then you start again from here. So Postgres create array. Yeah. We can use a combination of the array function with generate series. But that's not with non-integer values. That is definitely a challenge. And why do people expect someone to read this way? It's not legible. JSON data. My brain hurts from this. Slice. A for each loop brings dedicated syntax for looping over the contents of an array. Okay, but I don't have an array yet. So what if what's a slice? Postgres slice. Ah, okay. Ah, bounds. Upper and lower bounds. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Range of integer? Range of numeric? Ah. Upper and lower bounds, text range. Wait a second. Oh. So if you have a constraint of a range, so 0, 10 is not such a bad idea. Okay, so hold on. Sorting can be done either by lower limit or upper limit using upper and lower. What? Let's look at this again. Range functions. Oh, so we only array ag. No. You have to say the bounds. Where are the bounds? Function. Lower bound inclusive, upper bound. Postgres array from range with bounds. As shown, an array data type is named by appending square brackets to the data type of the array element. So if I say this is array 0 and this is array 10, yeah, this is beyond normality. Overlap, array to array concatenation, array append. Append an element to the end of an array. Okay, hold on. We are getting somewhere because we could basically append to the array when it's between 0 and 10 and then stop and start again. So if we do like this, array append, we don't have an array yet, but we can make one. Array of, what would we call it? Final field. Then array append final field. What does this look like? Syntax error. Oh, we can do this because we can do array prepend and array append and array, where is it? Cardinality? String to array. Split string into array elements using supplied delimiter and optional null string. Unnest. Array remove, array positions. Lower length. Array fill. That's odd. Array cat. If we don't have an array yet, let's see what happens. Array of final field is what? Syntax error. Why? Oh, maybe because we can't do it that way. Okay. How do you create an array? Maybe just array egg. Fun. Okay. So table test creates arrays. But what if we only do that for each individual one? And then group by one. We need to slap an order in here. I think we need a row number to begin with. Where would we do that? Regex split to table test. Let's put a row number in here. row number over nothing is row num. And then we should be able to have a row number here. And then a row number here. Yes, 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 yes. Group by 1 and 2. Fine. Okay, so we have to here order by 1. Desk. Ugh, what? That's... okay. Okay, so let's walk through this for a second. Oh. We need 2 order bys so we don't mess things up. What now? What the? Some weird stuff happening here. Yeah? Okay. What? This makes no sense. Fine, let's just take this out here. Don't like nested stuff anyway. Okay. Like this. We're on our 3rd check now. And why is it not sorting by row number descending? There we go. So 3rd check. So we have row number, table test, and then like this. We would do like this, array ag. Well, we only need the row number and table test. And then array ag, and then we group by 1 and 2. Okay, we still need to order because it's retarded. Order by 1. There we go. So it is creating an array, but obviously it's not doing it with the right elements. So what we do is we create an array with nothing in it. Case when I want the final field in here. Yeah, okay. Ugh. Okay, so I know this is the start and this is the end because I've just named them that way, but with numbers. So what we can do is say case when array case when final field equals 0, then array ag table test. That will put this one into an array. That's fine. And then else null. Okay, we don't need that. We end as initial array. Yes, we need to group. And final field needs to be in there because we won't have it otherwise. So we group by 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, so this is the initial array. Now what we do is append I just realized something. If this is already in the order that we need, we don't need to do this. We don't need to actually do this step. Because we already know this is the start and this is the end. And everything in between is append. Between. So if we know that everything between is between, then we can append directly. Because the order is already there. We don't need to do the crazy stuff. We don't need to do the check. We just need to initialize the array already here. Array aggregation of table test. Case when final field equals. We don't have this one yet. When field type equals start, then array aggregation of table test and initial array. So now we do from third check, give me everything from there. Oh yeah, group by 1, 2, 3. Why doesn't it like this? Case when field type must appear. Like this. Group by 1, 2, 3. And field type 2 it also needs, because we're doing it in the same instance. This is the issue. So 4 and 5 as well. Okay. Let's see what this looks like now. No one has died yet, but I'm close. So this is the initial array, and now we're going to append if the values are between and end. So we'll do, what's it called? Array append. The array is called initial array, and we want to append the table test value. What does this look like? Yeah, so it's appending to itself, and that would only happen for each one. Case when will this work? I'm very confused now. Case when final field in between or end then array append, else null, end as, I don't know, final array. It's not the final array, but we're just going to call it that anyway. Yeah, and it doesn't know how to append because it doesn't have this value, because we're outputting all of the values. So we need to just output this. Nope. Row num. Yeah, this doesn't work. Because it needs a lag. It needs a lead function. Yeah, okay. case when, ah, this is the mistake. I could do it here. I could do it already here. I wouldn't need to wait until the next query. Case when field type equals start, then, oh, well, the array, yeah, the array needs to be initialized first, otherwise we don't have it. Okay. So we do case when lead final field 1 over in between and end, then append array append initial array and then the value of table test, but lead 1 lead table test 1 over. Can we do that? Oh snap. Yes, we can. Seifer, if you're still there, I have found the way to do it. Nearly broke my neck, but we did it. Yep. This is how it's done. Okay, so essentially, you create an array which has the initial start value of the article name. And then you check for each lead value from outgoing from that one. So what you do is you have like this. You have when, because we know there's a maximum of 2, essentially. We also want it to do, we want it to do every time. Yeah. For the 6th column. No, well, actually this just generates the array of all of these 5. Regardless of what's in the first and last column. We know which is the start and the end already. We already know that. And what I'm doing is essentially saying, okay, so this is temp. No, I need 6, yeah. But if I know one is missing, that's okay too, because I'm going to check in the array. I'm going to be able to parse each array on its own, whether it's missing one of the values, based on whether these, because there's an array query with, where is it? Where is it? You can do array. Yeah, so basically the array position or with or was it cardinality or something like that. I can basically check whether the, yeah, exactly, as you've written, if the array matches my thing that I expect. And if it doesn't match, then I can handle it, essentially. Because I'll have like one array which I can create myself, which it checks against. But in order to do this, I actually need to make nested queries, because I don't think there's an easier way to do this. This would be weird, but basically when lead final field 2, then array blah blah blah, and array append into temp array 1. Case when over and temp array 2. Yes, exactly. So this is what it's doing each time. Each time I go through this, it's appending until it knows it's the end of the array. So like, you can ignore the other values, but basically this first row is the one that I'm gonna want to have. 2490, so it's gotten to the third one. Select star from this. So that was T1, this is now T2. I apologize for this formatting because it's gonna hurt. Yep. Let's try that again. Case when lead final field 3 over in between end, then array append into temp array 2, table test 3 over and temp array 3. Oh man, what does this look like now? Yeah, like this. And then we only take the ones that have cardinality of minimum 3 or something, basically. Okay, so we're at 2490, the second 2490, so then we have A, and then we would need to have one more iteration after that. Select star from, and now we're up to E3, and I will copy that, comma. So when final field 4 over in between end table test 4 over temp array 3, and this is temp array 4. Okay. Let's try and do some nice formatting. This is the craziest case when I've ever written. I can guarantee you that. All right. And now let's see if this works. Select star from. Now we have T4, comma, case when lead final field 4 over in between end, then array blah 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 temp array 3, no 4, table test 4, end as temp array 5. Hold on a second, this is 5, not 4. Yeah. Yeah, so essentially, it's a bit hard to read, but temp array 4 or temp array 5 will have the final value. Because this one is longer than this one. So what we do is from this entire table, we now do a check. And this is called ridiculous case when. Because I'm not writing that again. So I'm just putting it into something and we can just close it. So we forget that we did that. Select star from ridiculous case when. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do case when, our favorite, case when, was it cardinality? cardinality or array length. Is there also array length? Yeah. Okay. Returns the length of the requested array dimension. Ah, hold on. Returns the total number of elements in the array, or 0 if the array is empty. Okay, yeah, so cardinality is the one we want. So if cardinality of temp array 5 is greater than cardinality of temp array 4, then temp array 5. Oops. Let's just end as final array. Yeah. We need to break out all the values to make sure we're doing the right thing. Row number and table test and final field, and that's enough. Okay, we need more conditions here. When cardinality of temp 4 is greater than 3, then we give out 4. And when 3 is greater than 2, then we give out 3. There we go. But I think we only want these anyway. Interesting. There's only 2 in here. It should be else null. That's strange. Okay. Yeah, a malformed array. That's odd. The others I don't want to output. So I think that's it. So I think that's it, because we want to say where final array, what was it, cardinality? Cardinality of final array is greater than 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Why is it? I said greater than 4. That's weird. Returns the total number of elements in the array, or 0 if the array is empty. That's weird. Let's do a little test. Select blah blah blah, temp array 5. Cardinality of temp array. Is the final array an object, or is that just the formatting? It's just the formatting. It's an array. Because I've used the array aggregation function. What I don't understand is why it is giving me some of them that are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see some issues. I see some issues. So, remember how I said there can only be 6? Yeah. The problem is there's a case where there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because of multiple things being in the... Yeah, basically the gap between start and end is 7. I think we'll just have to do one more loop just to make sure that that doesn't happen. It gets more ridiculous. Select star from... What are we up to now? E5. I think there's an easier way to do this, but I am beyond finding it at this hour. It is, yeah, it is past midnight and half past midnight here, and the longest stream that I've ever done, because I really wanted to get this finished, but we are not going to finish this today, just to set expectations as reasonable. Temp array 5, lead table test 6, and this is now temp array 6. So that should be enough, because I don't think there are any other ones that have more conditions. So temp array 6 greater than temp array 5, then you can output temp array 6. Okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
but
5.
It's the thing about making it accurate. It's the thing about making it feel right.
I think we'll do where final array like, or we'll do a regex match. Where regex match final array, we want it to start with text because otherwise it's not correct. So we will do again the one that we had up here somewhere. This one. Oh, we can just take this.
If it's an accident that
is not
leave it in.
null. Regex match does not exist. What? Can you not use regex match in a where clause? That makes no sense. Regex match in where? Postgres.
It's not a thing about making it accurate.
Oh, is it matches?
It's a thing about making it feel right.
Text unknown does not exist. Might need to add oh, right, because it's varchar. Yeah. It's late, so that is the reality. And there we go, my friends. It's finished. Yeah, it's midnight. What time is it for you, Seifer?
But it's not a thing about
Where are you based?
accurate.
So we have the final array, and there's only one thing left to do now, which is basically append them to each
Not
other.
getting all the errors out.
But I'm not going to do that right now.
It's about
4:30 p.m. almost off work. All right. Well, this has been quite a ride. We achieved what I wanted to achieve. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to, but we achieved it. This is what I wanted to have. These are all of the items that I bought. Washington State. Ah, okay. Great. Appreciate you tuning in. And yes, we got it. We did. It's pretty crazy. We have to now basically check each array against what we expect, which is basically as you wrote before. You've got, I think you wrote it earlier. Yeah, you have like item, type, price, total, special, additional, and info. And we can check each array against that. I can't remember the specific command, but there's like some array thing that allows you to do that. And yeah, with like all the positions and stuff. And once you've done that, then yeah, you know which is missing. The main issue in doing this was if you have a field missing. Let me show one example. Yeah, so like here, for example, these are being interpreted as separate fields. Yeah, and then all the organizing and the graphs of the purchases. But it's good to have a goal, right? I mean, that's what you have to work towards. So that was today. We wrote 100 lines of SQL, which is a lot, actually. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a lot. I'm sure I didn't do it as efficient as I could with all the individual checks. But yeah, the case when isn't possible in another way because you're appending to the previous array. And you can't do that if the array doesn't exist yet. And so it needed to happen this way, from my understanding. I think we will go raid. Who will we raid? We'll go raid professional grade beginner, just to finish off the evening. He's a very dedicated streamer. Definitely worth a follow or at least a peek. And so that's what we will do. Let's just swap over so we can end the stream. Thank you to everyone who followed today. Tom got 23, Greg Holmes, Rick, Ricardo, Hector, Lisa Ray. It's all the people who followed since my last stream. Really appreciate the support. And thank you everyone for tuning in, who has tuned in, who has spent so much time here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next stream on Friday when we will continue this lovely task of figuring out if I spent too much money on biscuits, of which the answer is, of course, no, but I would just like to know how much it is. Yeah. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, or good night to you.